In a shocking twist that could unravel fragile peace efforts in the Middle East, the United States has issued a stern warning about potential violence targeting innocent Palestinians in Gaza, right at a time when hopes for lasting calm seemed possible. As tensions simmer in the region, this development raises critical questions about the future of diplomacy and the delicate ceasefire brokered to end a grueling 2-year conflict. But here's where it gets controversial. The U.S. government alleges that Hamas, the militant group controlling Gaza, might be gearing up for an assault on Palestinian civilians within their own territory. Stick around to see how this unfolding drama ties into broader geopolitical strategies and what it means for everyday people caught in the crossfire. Let's break this down step by step to make sure it's crystal clear, even for those just dipping their toes into Middle Eastern politics. From West Palm Beach, Florida, the U.S. State Department dropped this bombshell on Saturday, stating they possess credible reports indicating that Hamas could breach the ceasefire agreement by launching an attack on Palestinian civilians living in Gaza. Picture this. Imagine a hard-won truce designed to halt hostilities between Israel and Hamas, only for one side to potentially shatter it with violence against their own people. That's the gravity here. The ceasefire itself was painstakingly negotiated by President Donald Trump, aimed at bringing an end to the bitter 2-year war that had ravaged the Gaza Strip and surrounding areas. It was a deal meant to foster stability, protect lives, and pave the way for reconstruction. Think of it as a lifeline thrown to a region drowning in conflict. For more context on why this matters, check out this related piece. Hamas reaffirms commitment to ceasefire as delays in returning hostages' bodies fray nerves. https://www.pbs.org/newshour/politics/Hamas reaffirms commitment to ceasefire as delays in returning hostages' bodies fray nerves. It dives deeper into the ongoing challenges like the stalled return of bodies, which are straining nerves and testing the limits of the agreement. The State Department hasn't spilled any beans on specifics about this rumored attack. No timelines, no methods, just the stark warning. But they emphasize that if Hamas goes through with it, this would be a direct and grave violation of the truce. In response, the U.S. pledges to take action to safeguard the civilians of Gaza and uphold the ceasefire's integrity. This isn't just talk. It's a commitment to intervening, possibly through diplomatic pressure, sanctions, or even indirect support for forces on the ground to restore order. For beginners wondering what this looks like in practice, think of past examples where international bodies have stepped in during ceasefire breaches, like UN peacekeeping efforts in other conflicts, to prevent escalation and protect vulnerable populations. And this is the part most people miss: the raw, unfiltered rhetoric from the top that shifts the narrative and sparks heated debates. Trump himself chimed in on social media with a fiery warning. If Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. It's a bold statement that frames the situation as territorial control, but later he clarified that American troops won't be boots on the ground in Gaza. It's not going to be us, he told reporters. We won't have to. There are people very close, very nearby, that will go in, and they'll do the trick very easily, but under our auspices. In other words, allies in the region, perhaps Israel or other partners, would handle the heavy lifting, with the U.S. calling the shots from afar. This approach raises eyebrows. Is it a smart, low-risk strategy to maintain influence without direct involvement, or does it risk dragging the U.S. into another quagmire? Critics might argue it's a controversial pivot that echoes imperialist overreach, while supporters see it as pragmatic diplomacy. Interestingly, Trump's stance has evolved. Initially, he downplayed the Hamas actions, casually remarking that they had taken out a couple of gangs that were very bad, as if it were no big deal. But now, with this warning, he's ramped up the hostility, signaling a shift from indifference to aggressive posturing. For those new to this, it's like watching a leader recalibrate their public face, starting cool and detached, then heating up when stakes rise, possibly to rally domestic support or deter adversaries. So, what do you make of all this? Is the U.S. playing a responsible role as a global mediator, or are they overstepping with threats that could escalate tensions? Should regional allies be trusted to do the trick without U.S. forces, or does this setup invite more chaos? And here's a controversial angle to ponder. Could Hamas be the bad guys here, or is there a hidden agenda where the ceasefire's fragility is being exploited for political gain? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Agree, disagree, or share your own interpretations in the comments below. Your voice matters in fostering civil dialogue. Remember, a free press stands as the bedrock of a thriving democracy, ensuring stories like this get told honestly and without bias. By supporting trusted journalism, we're all investing in informed conversations that can shape a better world.